talent like Susan Boyle. And to see me again, well, my natural born Twitters follow
S. Whoops, that was my old Twitter right there. I messed up there, innit? What's going on? What's going on, mother lovers? Yeah, back again for another something you might not never know nothing about. That's right. We said it. Shit you might not never know nothing about. Shout to Rupciano P. Shout to your ma. Did I get that? I did that. I've been practicing. Your ma. Shout outs to Ollie Allen. Yes. What's going on, bruv? We are in the building right now. Myself, Mice Diggy, alongside my co-host, Dan DNA. What's going on? Yeah, all right, we got this camera going.
Yeah, that's on now.
We're working with the camera juggling still.
Yeah, let me just turn this background video off.
Good to see everyone. What's going on, Black Einstein? Evening, yeah.
Football tonight, innit? So I think there's probably
we're going
to be missing a few people will be halfway in the room. Halfway in the chat room.
Time, mate. Yeah, well, this is the special. I'm not really into football that much, bruh. Episode. That's what this is, boy. Yeah, I don't know. Football for me, it's just not that exciting. Sometimes it is when you the whole atmosphere thing and people but it's just turned into this. It's weird, man. The conversation people have when they're talking about football, I'm like, right, bro, I don't know what. Like, I'm lost. This is turning into a what do you know match. Like, what do you remember?
Yeah.
What stats do you have?
Yeah, when you get the stats guys.
Yeah, boy, that stats thing, that kills me, brother. I'm like, bro, so in 1944, what did you do?
Yeah, that's the conversation killer. The stat guy is the one who... Once he opens up, that's everyone else don't know what to say. Well, I mean, what else do you say?
Goes in just bare numbers. Like the more beers that go down, the more numbers come.
I was just enjoying it for like the sport, but it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I used to like it. I grew up Liverpool. That was like the family sort of team. Everyone supported Liverpool, so.
I was just
Fulham as a kid.
Our family team was Fulham, yeah.
And then I tell you what, man, the time when I switched, when I was like, okay, I was already kind of losing it a bit with the whole stats thing. What I felt like is I don't know how them players are feeling before they're going out on the pitch. I don't know what they've been through in training and this, that, and the third.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So who am I to be arguing with someone about? If this happens, that we're gonna do this and what? It's like it just didn't make any sense to me. But then, like, imagine, I think I was studying and I was working at Sainsbury's. Yeah, I'm at Sainsbury's. I'm already pissed off that I'm working at Sainsbury's, and it's lunchtime and that. You know what I mean? Lunchtime, I'm there probably eating like jacket potato, cheese of beans, some. You know what I mean? Just not really enjoying life right now. Thinking, I can't wait till I can. You know what I mean? These two guys dressed in the attire as well, in like, right, brother, you work like on the shop floor, stacking shelves and shit. Like, they're looking like that. They're talking about a derby between, Tottenham and Arsenal. And this talk becomes quite, you know what I mean? It starts getting a bit erratic and a bit loud, and to the point where these two stand up now. So I got my, you know what I mean, jacket potato, beans, cheese, you know what I mean? I'm there eating that, and then I'm looking at these two, like, looking like they're squaring off over who would win. I was like, bruv, I'm done. Like, I'm not into football.
Yeah.
That was it. That just cut me off.
It's meant to replace
I tapped out. I was like, yeah.
You just like, no, I think I'll just go for music. Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's meant to replace the sort of the instinct to. It's a displacement activity for like people's aggression. So whereas in the past we would have been,
Gladiators.
on two different sides, literally, and and there's something enjoyable about it for men. Is this thing of being on two different sides? As kids, you spend all your time on two different sides, don't you? You just like training for that time when you're going to need to be on two different sides.
You got to beat them. You got to beat them, man.
And football's that
that
displacement. That's that activity for people. That's like, we can do this safely. We don't have to actually hurt each other. We can let other people do it for us. Yeah. They're the gladiators in the Colosseum, and when they finally put that kick that projectile into that open net, and then we all all at the same time. So there's all these displacement activities going on with football, but when it spills over into actual violence, I always just thought it was a bit like, come on. You do not see that this is just a game. You have to actually get, you're not happy enough to have a team. You've actually got to go and fight each other.
You know what I mean? But you're right. It's the tribalism, the camaraderie, the feeling like you're part of something really special, and so special that you'll fight for this. You'll fight for this. You know what I mean? Like you got the tattoos, you got the t-shirts, shorts. Like you go bed in them shorts. You know what I mean? You probably shower in I know people that are like, they are football fanatics, like ridiculous. And obviously throughout this whole thing, with the Euro going on, people have been heavily distracted from anything.
That's the other thing,
like you're saying, they're in the Colosseum doing what they're doing,
Bread and
it's
circus,
dramatic as well. It's dramatic. Like I've got people that talk about, they watch it, but they don't really like listening to what they're saying, because there's a load of talk going through the match that's just like, right, you're trying to turn this into like a EastEnders episode with all the bullshit you're spewing, you know what I mean? Which is irrelevant to the actual match, but they're just trying to fill the gaps, obviously, innit?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yes. Chris Lahat, what's going on, bruv? Field trainer, yes. Alexander Morrison, what's going on? It's good to see people in the building. Whether you got, what you lot blazing out there? Is you lot blazing out there, by the way? I haven't asked that for a while, man. It's always interesting to know what's popping. What's popping.
That will come up in a story later on. But have you got any adverts? To get the house cleaning out of the way.
House cleaning. So we got coming up. Well, it looks like it's coming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's one thing we're hearing, that we're going to be free. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
July the 19th.
Yeah. But it's all about the 8th of August. Which
of course. No, of course. 8th of August. We're going to be down at Metro Fest in Trent Park, mother lovers. You see it right there? Look at that lineup, man. Look at that lineup. I'm telling you. I don't want to get too excited, but I can't help it because I haven't been on stage for a minute. I got to start practicing anyway. You know what I mean? Get that lockdown rust. Get that lockdown. There's bare lockdown rust going on, trust. People forgetting their rhymes, losing the beat a little bit. Yeah. You lot don't know, man. But yeah, look at this. Metro Fest, August the 8th, Trent Park. That's not too far if you're in London. That's in North London, yeah? Live and direct. You got Fat Joe, Blackstreet, Eve, Maya, Bobby V, John B. What? Tony Touch, Fat Man Scoop, and Flavor of the Month crew. Shout out to my brother 279. We got Tony Touch, Skinny Man, myself live. You got the hip hop karaoke crew, So Fresh and So Clean crew, DJ Business, Uncle Juju. Jeez, come on, man. The tickets are on sale now. I do believe they're going fast as well from the looks of it, man.
Yeah?
So yeah. People are on it, man. People want to get out there. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see how out there they want to get.
Who's organising it, Metro Fest?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Give them a shout.
Let me find out.
Let's get them on.
Yeah, for real. But well, on my part, it's 279. He's putting together the Flavour of the Month stage.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we'll definitely give him a shout so we can have a chat with him closer to the time. Do you know what I mean? I've got to get some more of my friends on it, for real.
And then Born.
Oh yeah, and then Born Lippy.
Where's that? Hold on.
Born
There you go.
Lippy.
It doesn't fit on the screen properly, but that's all right.
Born Lippy. Oh wait, there. Let me find that now.
Which is that's Friday the 3rd of September, 12:30. 12:30 to that don't say to 6:30, does it?
Nah. So
Till
where we at?
6:30. The Dingle Bell stage, a celebration of all things wordy.
Yeah, 12:30 to 6:30. Dingle Bell stage. Is that Dingle Bell or Dingle Dell? Dingle Dell, Dingle Dell, Dingle Dell, the way. That's how you have to say it, I guess. You got myself there. You got Stanley, Odd, Imogen Sterling, Jackal, Trades, Joe Dark, Neanderthal Bard, Rowan McCabe, Lex T, Pappy, Nicola Mandalio. I said that right. Tamina Ali, Ellen Moran, Amy Wardley, Tom C, hosted by Donald Jenkins. And that's at Lynn's Farm Festival, Bill Farm, Berwick. We're going to be on a farm, bruv, so I know I'm going to be safe. Do you know what I mean? There'll be cows over there. If you need some milk, cows over there, you know what I mean? I'm sure they'll be growing a bunch of stuff there. Ooh-wee. Yeah, and that's going to be a poetry event, man. So it's going to be, as it says, all things worthy, a celebration of that. If anyone can come through, you know what I mean? So it's something like it's 50 miles from Newcastle or something like that, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll be out
Berwick.
there. Berwick.
It says Lindisfarne Festival, Bill Farm, Berwick. So I think Berwick is like one of the last towns on the border of Scotland. Lindisfarne's a little island offside of Newcastle or somewhere like that. Where there's an old church. Yeah, like an old Saxon church or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you should be able to get your more down there.
Hey, you're more, for real, man. If you can make it, you know what I mean? You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. Yeah. You're mine. Yeah, something like that. I don't know if I say it right or not. I'm trying, though. Yeah. Yeah, man, shout out to Chris, innit? It's good to see gigs coming for real, boy. Like, jeez, bruv. It's so weird, man. Not getting, you know, I haven't been used to that for a long time. Like, I can't think of the last time I hadn't performed within, say, like, even 4 months or something like that. And then for it to just, like...
Dry up.
And just turn into this desert, this dust.
Yeah.
You know, and you're that thirsty, like even your tongue is just dry.
Your hole's probably covered over. Boy. Probably got a hymen. Get out there and pop your cherry again.
Innit? I probably got to do that, boy. Jesus. Yeah. It's weird, man. But I didn't really think it would feel like that, but it has got to the point where I'm just eager to even just be out in a crowd, you know, with music playing. You know what I mean? Just be... It's weird, man. Something like that. You just, even just standing outside, chatting to people. You know, all them sort of things, you miss it. Security acting weird. You know, like, bro, why are you looking at me like that? Like I'm shot. I ain't not shotting nothing, man. Just, yeah, I'm just here.
It's gonna be a weird start for the whole thing for everybody, I think.
To get back.
Yeah, just a bit. You know, I don't think people are going to ease back. It's been a long time. It's been 17 months. Or something.
People, you know that now when people sneeze, you know, shit go quiet. Turn around like, yo, you cool? You alright? Yeah.
People suppressing their cough, trying to smoke weed but not cough. Yeah.
Yeah. You know. Hopefully, people kind of just realize that, you know, just chill, you know. We're back to it. We're back. Especially if England win, that's it. I think it's going to be England, Italy, England, if they win, things are going to change over here, no?
Yeah.
The distraction is going to be even way more louder, boy.
We ride in a high.
Yeah.
It'd be like a. It's and you notice it's more as each game goes on. Like first of all, the first rounds, the George Cross is racist. You're not allowed to fly a flag. Flying a flag's racist.
Oh, is it?
That's what everyone's always been about. Oh, you get George Cross. Oh, sign of racism. Oh. And then like they get through to like that. They get through that first round thing, and then suddenly you start seeing little George Crosses on cars and things like that, just hanging out the sides of cars. And then they get through the quarterfinals. Then you start seeing them hanging out of windows, and people start wearing it.
Bro, today I see, no word of a lie, I have no reason to lie. Today I see a black cab going by me. It went past, and there was a guy hanging out the back trying to make his his flag float. Oh, bruv, it was so funny, man. I was like, bruv, what the hell is going on here? Like that, look at that amount of passion that they have.
Yeah.
For something like that, for a bunch of people kicking the balls around, just kicking the ball.
I
see the ball.
I expect when the final's done, if they get through to the final and win, I expect to see like flagpoles erected all over the country with massive George Crosses on them.
It's going to be all types of
It's all right to
erected
fly the
shit
George
going
Cross
on
all
out
of a sudden.
Yeah, boy. It's such a weird parallel as well. Like, you're pissed off with how your country is, but then they're cheering away for the team. It's just like, I don't know, maybe I'm weird or something, but I find that a bit strange as well. But don't get me wrong, I mean, if you watch it for the sport and, like obviously there's a whole skill side to it that I'm sure people are into, but it's just the passion for that sort of, that amount of passion for it. It's like, right, these are all, they're angry with each other. Like, these lot don't even want to talk for a few weeks after this. It's meant to be a conversation. This shit turned into a duel. Like, on guard, thou say if thine team is. It's like, what the hell, bruv? You lot supporting teams, or you know what I mean? You at war? What's going on here? Nah, I don't know. It's strange for me, man. It's strange. But then again, I do feel like these things come at a certain time. They come at the right time. They come in a form of a way that distracts you from what may really be going on in the world. And so someone like me, I'll probably try and look at what is that they're trying to distract you from. Like last week, I feel like the whole thing with Matt Wancock was that there was this big, massive protest happening. Like, I think that was the reason why it was like, hey, think about this. Look at this embarrassing thing he did. And look how he's magically dead in the middle of the shot and at an angle that you can see everything that's good. What a coincidence, you know what I mean? Like all that. But then in the end, you just saw this big thing happening. Like, I don't know if we'll show the footage in a bit. But the protests that went on in the West End, Oxford Street, it was jam out. It was like carnival or whatever.
What, did someone went?
Yeah, I know a few people that went. Shout to Jay, Reagantology, he went there. And he said that it was crazy, like the amount of people there. It felt like carnival, and it was good to see like a lot of like-minded people for once, you know what I mean? Like I was saying, even us starting this, because it felt like a lot of people felt secluded and on their own in their way of thinking of what's going on around the world right now. And it's like, a lot of people need to think that, nah, you're not the only ones, man. There's a whole bunch of us that are confused, that probably, have been shunned a little bit from our family or don't get to talk as much about what we used to because we have a different way of thought, which is silly. Like, we shouldn't be like that. You should be able to think what you do, like believe in what you do, and I should the same, and we not really have a kind of conflict about it where we're not to where we don't even feel like we're family anymore or friends anymore. Because I think that's taking it way. You know, it's the extreme thing. Like that's the extra extreme. Yeah, I'm not talking to you anymore. Why? Because your team beat my team, and I thought I was going to beat your team, but I got it wrong. So yeah. See, so Yamar, that's exactly what we were thinking. Maybe this whole thing right now is in aid of making us not realize about this bill. So they're saying they just passed the police and sentencing bill this week, all while the media is going on about the footy. And so it's things like that where it feels like, oh, it's quite a distraction. It's weird to even think. I don't know how they'd be able to do it, but to think that, you know, they're somehow fixing the games to, you know, make these things happen. I don't know how that could, you know.
It's easy.
Yeah, I mean, the refs, I don't know.
It's easy to fix sport.
Yeah, I wouldn't, I just think it's, well, how? It's like, okay, you think, okay, they fixed it in some way, but then how would the players, you know, are all the players involved? Like,
no, it's just you have the officials.
The officials kind of mess around with, I mean, oh, no, that was a foul. No, in that sort of way. I don't know, but yeah, it just makes you think like, rah. And it becomes that dramatic that all I've been seeing are conversations, you know, on WhatsApp groups and that, is conversations about football. About, yo, bruv, so if we go, like, if we go to the finals, should man them link up? Should man them link up? Yeah. Oh, and the bruv, if we go to the final, boy, I don't know, man. Man might just have to, like, I might go pub, you know what I mean? And I might just brave it to the pub, bruv, and just do it, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't did it yet, but, yeah, so, I ain't did it for 16 months, bro. I ain't been to the pub, but I might, if we go to the final, like, boy, I'll just douse myself in
I'm going out.
I'll douse myself in hand sanitizer. First of all, yeah. Wear gloves. Put gloves on the feet before you put them in your socks. Shout out to Mr. Green in the building. Why? Our favorite troublemaker. Yeah, so officials and goalies. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. See, yeah, I guess, like, maybe if you've got one person in a team that, you know, that's a vital person, like the goalie, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe in that way. But yeah, it's no way it's the same way like the world is working, you know, like, think about the police. They think that they're doing their job. They think, yeah, we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. They don't realize that they're actually working for a company, a private corporation that's actually, you know, making money doing all of this. These penalties, and so it's crazy, man.
Yeah, I mean, most of the police you talk to, they just think they're enforcing. Yeah.
You know how we do, bruv.
They think they're just enforcing actual laws, so they don't realise they're enforcing statutes.
Yeah, they don't realise it's just legislation and acts. Whenever they use those sort of words, then it's not based on the true law. And that's why a lot of people have been getting fined and whatnot, but nothing's been paid, because it doesn't hold up when it comes to the reality.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're getting a lot of this talk, man. A lot of people are quite worried about this bill. You've seen it on a few websites, and I think it's from March, innit? Priti Patel. She had pushed forward this bill, and it was like something like 300 pages long. And apparently, what they've been doing is like, you know, they've got a deadline when they're meant to push the bill through, and the votes are meant to be made. And then what they'll do is just push it in like the day before or something like that. And then, you know, none of the MPs have got that amount of time to read 300 pages. So they're just like, yeah, I'm sure it'll be all right. Yeah, okay, we'll vote for it. We'll vote for it. And so they get away with all that. And yeah, so you got something like this. You know, people are very worried now because of this bill going through. But it feels like a minority of people because everyone else is worried about whether they'll get into the finals or not. Do you know what I mean? There's a big contrast in what people really care about. It seems when balls are involved, you know, ball, when you kick the ball, head the ball, get the ball into the goal. Yeah, man. But the thing is, so here's what it's saying anyway. You can see on the screen. This is why we should be worried about this bill. They're saying for creating a public nuisance, you can get 10 years in jail. You can get up to 10 years in jail. So the maximum you can get. Vandalizing a statue, funnily enough, it sounds like statute. I wonder why. Is it because statues are not real? They're just replicas of something that's real. That's true. That's self-evident. You can get 10 years, though, for vandalizing something that's not real. Using a megaphone at Parliament, you can get up to a £5,000 fine. Residing in a protest camp, whatever that means. Oh, we know what that means. 2,500 fine or 3 months in jail, yeah? Well, what were you in for, fam? Nah, man was like camping at a protest.
Basically.
Yeah? Man was camping at a protest. Like, man, respecting the rebellion, you let me? Respect man's a rebellion. That be the roadman protest. Respect man's rebellion, yeah? Man out here just trying to shut the thing like, I'm not causing trouble over there, you get me? I don't want man camping out. And then you got one person protest. Mother lover, we're going to give you 2,500 fine or 1 year in jail, up to 1 year in jail. All these, fine words, these are cool, but what do they really mean? Like, how much do they hold up? That's the question on everybody's lips, I would hope. Probably not, though. Not as in you lot, I mean as in general, will people see that? Because it does look quite like, oh, wow, so you mean that means I better not create a public nuisance anymore. Or I better not vandalize a statue.
But it's probably some statues it's all right to take down still.
You know.
You're probably all right vandalising certain statues, just not other statues.
Yeah.
You probably couldn't vandalise the Nelson Mandela one in Parliament. Right outside Parliament, just to let you know who owns Nelson Mandela. Let you know who owned him. You got one right outside Parliament.
That's interesting, you know. See, they do these sort of things as well, just to like provoke. It feels like they do these sort of things to provoke some form of like, this is, you could do that, but you can't do that as well. And it's sad when people, fall for it. They fall for the bait. And it's quite obvious with something like that. They put Mandela at Houses of Parliament, and look what they said. Using a megaphone at Parliament. Like, they've actually they brought this law in saying it's in case there's a lot of, what's the word? There's too much traffic outside the Houses of Parliament and it's for access. That's what they've really been kind of basing it on and then blaming it on.
Right, so these are just health and safety.
Yeah. And so, but then saying, blaming it on things like noise, saying, if you're a nuisance, or causing any serious annoyance. So it's all, a lot of blah, 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 blah. In a way, they've even stated that, the law has already been there for a while under common law. But, they're just going to, we're just going to make it a statute now. And
yeah, the megaphone thing can't be common law. The vandalising a statue, I doubt that's common law. The creating a public nuisance, probably, I could see that being, but why don't they just put you in the stocks? Like they used to for public nuisance, just put you in the stocks, have it over and done with. For people can throw rotten fruit, because the thing is with stocks, is that it was based on like how many people thought that was a crime or thought that was a problem. You know, so say you'd got done for being a public nuisance, and only 5 people thought that was a bad thing, then you'd get fruit thrown at you by 5 people. But if you'd like, you know, gone and shoplifted from a local greengrocer who everybody liked, of course everyone would show up and throw fruit at you.
Shame.
Yeah.
Shame.
But at least,
Shame.
but then it's over. You don't get a prison sentence after that. That's the end of it. It's over.
Yeah,
You've had
it
your
didn't-
fruit in.
And think about that. How much did it cost?
Nothing.
Another reason they're bringing
Pretty
this
much
in?
nothing. You bought your own fruit. You had rotten fruit at home anyway, or rotten vegetables. You wouldn't want to get turnipped, would you?
And the thing is, they're bringing it in. Another reason they're bringing it in is because of they're saying like there aren't enough police at a lot of these events now, and so they feel like they probably need more force, and also that the cost for the public, you know, it's just it's stuff where they're trying to make it out like, oh, because of you guys, you know, we need to make sure that this thing is safe, and you know, we don't need this thing spilling out all over into the streets everywhere and causing disruption. You know, they're talking about traffic and how ambulances have been stopped from trying to get to their emergency and stuff like that, just to really pluck the strings and make you feel like, oh man, this is really bad. Yeah, they're
Stop
really
protesting, you lot. It's a
really
health and
bad thing.
safety issue.
Yeah, exactly. They're turning it into a health and safety issue. It's like, bruh, you ain't fooling us, man. The bottom line is, man.
Look, what if one of you falls over and we can't get an ambulance there? We're concerned about you. This is about you, not us.
Yeah. And it's a way to scare people. And I don't blame them. Because when you see stuff like this, let's look at one of them Instagram links. When you see the amount of people, I was at the protests. Was it last week or the week before? It was not weekend just gone, the weekend before.
Yeah.
Jeez. When you look at some of these, it is like, okay, I can see why they're hurrying up to try and shut this down. And obviously the idea is to scare people, innit?
Hang on.
Oh, you'd have to... Oh, damn.
Oh, don't want to show that.
Yeah. The thing is, with the amount of people that have been turning up to some of these events, these protests, Kill Bill protests or lockdown protests and whatnot, it's not surprising because they obviously don't want to talk about it on the airwaves, you know, on their control mechanisms, the programming mechanisms. They don't want to put that out there. And, you know, if the longer they don't, the longer they let it happen, the more people are going to get involved and the bigger it's going to get. And the more the word gets out, like, wait, hold on a minute. All of these protests have been going on and there ain't been no crazy spikes on that. And like, wait a minute, hold on. You know, more questions. So the best thing they can do is throw up, you know, these sort of threats. These are threats right here. You know, if there's 1 million people there, how many of them are really going to be able to get stuffed in jail? Let's be real. You know, so they can send them sort of threats out as much as they want. And some people, I think, are going to take the bait. But if you really look at, you know, I had a good read through the .gov website about what it really meant. And it's like, bruv, it's more or less the same place where we're at. It's just they're trying to say you can't make too much noise. And anything that they decide looks like you're, you know, what they call it? Would they say causing any serious annoyance, whatever that means. You know, the bottom line is, in terms of common law, the law is as long as you're not doing any harm, you're not hurting anybody, you're not stealing anything from anybody, you're not obstructing anyone from, you know, doing anything that they need to do in terms of going to work or whatever, you're cool, man. So I don't think it's going to stop many people because I'm not that smart. And if I can see that, I'm sure all of these guys that are already out there can see it. So, yeah, man, it's going to be an interesting next few weeks. I think I might get out there, man. Oh, yeah. We got some links there.
Yeah. Shall I?
Yeah, there's some crazy aerial shots of what was going down.
That's 2 months
it,
ago.
That top one is it. It
Top
says
one.
a week. Yeah,
against austerity linked to coronavirus.
Yeah.
Multiple protests held. Yeah. Should you try that one?
I think it might be that one, man. Because there was some crazy aerial shots. And so I'm not surprised they're getting worried out there. You know what I mean? Shout out to Mr. Green. He says it always comes down to money, or at least a money-making scheme, just like COVID. They harness disaster, disease, etc. into making money, and he's not lying. They didn't pull out this bill when them NF man were marching up and down the country back in the day. And that's the thing is, the bill, I think they're saying from in the 80s, I think. It's something like in the 80s they did bring it up for something. And no doubt that's probably to do with Maggie Thatch. You know what I mean? That Haggy Thatcher. It's probably to do with her, boy. But yeah, now, you know, they're bringing it in, but all they're really talking about is it being some form of statute that, you know, they're making sure people know about now, even though it's already been there. Do you know what I mean? You see the play? So it's just people shouldn't worry too much, but yeah, obviously they do make sure there's some kind of distraction out there, you know. But
this Mr. Green saying they didn't pull this bill when the NF man were marching, when the NF were marching. Well, the thing is that like they could just say to you, okay, we will then, and then that's more freedom. So if you're just going to compare it to another time when they didn't do something, they're just going to clamp down on that as well. Their answer to you is always going to be, okay, we will then. Now what? So if you say, oh, you didn't do this for that thing, okay, we will. Okay, that's the answer. They're going to just keep clamping down. That's all. They'll just keep clamping down. So it's not even about who's saying what. It's just about that they're going to. Oh, this is a different video now. Yeah, they're just going to try and clamp down on you. Whatever you're doing, it doesn't matter what you're saying. It's not even about people protesting about COVID. It's just about actual freedoms. And if you want freedoms, you've got to be able to put up with other people saying other things that you don't like as well. That's the whole point of freedom, is that you're free to argue with somebody about something and they're entitled to say what they want.
Yeah.
Is this the one? We've already had this.
Yeah, it's true though. You know what I mean? If people want equality, which is what, equality is cool, but equity is better.
Yeah.
Then yeah, that's the thing that we kind of got to understand, man, is you can't just have it one way. It doesn't really make sense.
You can't pick and choose. You can't pick and choose what freedoms, that's what they're doing. They're picking and choosing what freedoms you have.
Yeah, man.
So you can't do the same.
Even now, it's like I'm seeing people just kind of blaming, the Tories. Now they're saying we can open up. They're like, yo, all right then, you lot can open up. There's no more, not as many restrictions. We'll see what happens anyway. But July 19th, I wish we had some. We ain't got that, but yeah. Yeah, they're saying July 19th, we can get back out there. We can mingle. I don't think we have to social distance. We don't have to wear a mask. We don't have to wear clothes. Go back to Adam and Eve, just the fig leaf. What else is it? I think they said, but then it's up to it might be up to like, wherever you're going, it's up to their discretion whether they want you to, do you know what I mean? Be flasked up and that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is kind of weird, but whatever, man. So hopefully, the game done changed. We'll see how it goes. I think the worrying thing is there are going to be still a bunch of zombies. I just want to find this definition of zombies that I think fits the bill. No pun intended.
This one, policing. This is from the Independent policing bill. Just while you're getting your zombies thing up. MPs vote for draconian protest laws despite mounting opposition.
Mm-hmm.
Despite mounting opposition.
Yeah, despite them mounting
So who's
the opposition.
Oh God.
Despite, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I can't read that one. It just brings me up. You got to register. I'm not registering.
Regis. Yeah, so zombie, a person who is or appears lifeless, apathetic, or completely unresponsive to their surroundings. Zombie. That's one of the definitions. It fits kind of well. So quite a lot all of a sudden. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how, if they snap out of it, do you know what I mean? They might have got the antidote once Boris says, "You're free. You're free.
You're free.
Unchain. Unchain. Unchain."
You were never free. If someone can give you freedom, you were never free. So that's how people have got to. That's what people have got to wake up to. Is if somebody says Freedom Day and then we're giving you back the freedoms, that means you was never free in the first. Because if they control your freedoms, that's the antithesis of freedom. Freedom is like nobody has any control over you, really.
Yeah.
So like this idea of like getting your freedoms back, that tells you everything you need to know. And this bill tells you everything you need to know. Because the important thing is that if we're going to have a tyranny, which is what we've always had, it's always been a tyranny. There's no such thing as democracy. It's not really a real thing.
Yeah, they just hide it.
But at least now it's becoming out in the open, so we know what we're fighting. You know, and that's a dangerous concept to have to understand. Is that they're getting to the point now where they're exposing.
Yeah. They don't
what
care.
They're doing.
They're showing. If you got the eyes to see it, you can see, wow, these guys don't really care.
Yeah.
But it's just amazing for a lot of us. Like, shout out to Yamor. She's saying about how that describes a lot of the population. It's true, because you can see that. Not a lot of people have the eyes to see it or even ears to hear what's going on. And so they don't really get it. They're just like, oh, you just whatever, man. But once you see it, you're like, wow, they don't care anymore. They're just blatantly, you can see it in all these actors, all these people that have to work on their behalf when they're doing stuff that you can see it in their face, man. You can feel it. It's crazy. So, yeah, anyway. We'll see what happens when we open up the nightclubs. What's it going to be at the nightclubs? Are people going to be like, bruv, you ain't going to be able to dance with a chick no more? Like, excuse me, what's your name? But, wait there. Did you crack up? Are you quaxed? Excuse me. There's 2 meters before you, if you're quaxed. I don't even want to smell your aftershave, please. Yeah? Because you're like, right, bruv. All right, the game done changed.
Covering up the COVID smell.
Yeah,
the
boy.
Aftershave.
Yeah. Right, you try to cover up the COVID smell. You know they got dogs as well. There's going to be... Fuck off. You just got to carry some crumbs, biscuit crumbs in your pocket. Like, bruv, ease me up, man. I got crumbs in my pocket. You know, no way. I ain't got no Rona. Just come the fuck out of my face with that bullshit, with your little whippersnapper.
They got Corona dogs, yeah.
Yeah, they can sniff out the Rona. They got dogs that can sniff out the Rona, man. You didn't know that? Bruv. Yeah, they got... It's like, how are you going to teach a dog to... Nah, that's flu. That's flu. Ah, yeah, you're good. That's more like gonorrhea, bruv. Nah, you're good. You know, before they get into the club, you got to have sniffer dogs like, nah, it's not for drugs, bro, it's for Rona. Right, for real.
Alexander Morrison, no hats, no hoods, but masks.
Yeah, that'll be hilarious, man.
Yeah.
No. Mr. Green knows. He's on point, man. That's why it's not a far cry to say Wancock planned his leaving from the office. Definitely, man. And it's that thing as well of, you give, the way you do it, there's a word for it, or a term, but it's like, in order for you to, if you've done something really bad and you want to get people off of it, you don't want people on your case about it, then you do something else that's embarrassing. And then people just like, oh, right. I'll give you an example, is like there are certain MMA fighters like, you know, I'm heavy into MMA. It's a couple of the fighters that have got caught for steroids. And it's really, you know, it's kind of an under, you know, on the low, people know that people do it, but like on the surface, it's a really bad thing. You know, people don't want the sport to look that way, so it's a really bad thing. So these people, because they're well known and, you know, had a lot of a following and obviously sponsors and whatnot, they're losing all of this respect from people. Instead, they were like, oh, no, it must have been, you know, it weren't steroids that I took. I didn't know I took them. It was like these dick pills that I got from, you know, a petrol station or whatever. You're like, what? Dick pills from a petrol station? So it's like this embarrassing thing of, oh, this guy needs dick pills. He's an MMA fighter and he still needs like Viagra, but he got bootleg Viagra. They're not blue, they're like greenish. You know what I mean? And think about that. So people are like, wow, they're more on that than the fact that he might have actually been doing drugs for most of his career.
Yeah.
And the reason why you rated him so much was because of that. Do you know what I mean? You don't know. But that's the sort of thing that people do. And so, Wancock, that's exactly what he did. So it's quite obvious, you know, if you got the eyes to see it. And that bait-ass video, man. Come on, man. You're bang in the middle of the camera like, yo, make sure, okay, turn this way so that they can really see that. Do you think they can see it? Yeah, I think they can see it, yeah.
Oh, the thing of like putting your hand on a girl's bum while you're kissing her is...
It's all awkward and
right, I mean, one, who leaks that camera? Who's got access to that image? Security people. So are we meant to believe that a security person leaked that and there's no comeback on that security person?
Yeah.
Or has that security person been told to leak it?
Yeah, but do you know England have got through now? They're playing Denmark.
No.
Yeah. They got Denmark. Bruv, Denmark. Yeah, they can finals. Oh, bruv. That's what's going on now. Do you know what I mean? Bare distraction, boy. Like, what is going on? So anyway, now we know about this bill. I don't think people should be worried at all in terms of going out to protest. They've said that it's not going to be something that they can stop us doing because that's like we have the right to protest. Let me try and find this thing. Yeah, we have the right to protest anyway. But what it is, to simplify it, is basically as long as we're not doing any harm, as long as we're not making crazy amounts of noise, sort of thing, and disrupting anyone's sort of way of path in order to get to work or something like that, then we're not doing anything wrong. So they're just trying to shit people up so they don't go and protest.
It's just like a highway code for pavements.
Yeah,
that's all it is. It's like don't impede someone else's journey. You might have COVID. They might be scared of COVID. You're in a big crowd. There's 2,000 of you. That person doesn't like being around people anymore. So
and then they'll tell you
need a law.
You can't do it. They'll say like and the person alone, the person on their own can get 2,500, or they can. Just to make you feel like, oh, wow, you can't even do it on your own.
Yeah, don't be that man outside Parliament for 2 years
rubbish,
just clocking up those £2,500 fines.
Yeah.
And what if you was homeless and you just decided to turn your homeless tent into a protest tent outside the Houses of Parliament? So you haven't got any money. They've got nothing they can take away from you. I think I've found a solution.
Exactly.
We all make ourselves homeless, and then we just basically live protest life. Where you just live protest life. All you do is protest the whole time. Everything you do is a protest.
Yeah.
Dirty protest. You have a shit, you wipe it on the wall. Dirty protest.
What are you doing taking a piss there? I'm protesting. Shut up.
There's not enough public toilets. I'm protesting.
Excuse me, you can't sit there. No, I'm protesting, mate. Oh, all right. Yeah.
Sorry.
You're right. Yeah. Shit, what if I identify as a protester?
Yeah.
What about that?
I think we're onto a formula.
I identify as a I have to protest that.
Yeah.
I do not agree. I don't think you should be doing that.
And
what about the megaphone? Yeah. Fucking hell. Yeah, see, Alexander Morrison, spot on. Then they get jobs as consultants and continue making millions. That's what they do, innit?
Mm-hmm.
Next minute, you know what I mean? Blair out there with his fangs and the hair and that forehead. Like, I'm allowed to say that shit. That forehead, yeah? Going on. He's now consulting whoever the fuck it is up there in Vampire Land. Do you know what I mean?
Mr. Green,
Right about that.
I agree 100%. Protests haven't led to anything. They're almost pointless. I agree with you on that one.
You're not lying, man.
The only thing that works is boycotting something. That's why they try and ban boycotts all the time. So if you look at the past, how things have been sorted in the past by governments is they boycott something, or what they call sanctions or embargoes or whatever it is. So there's the BDS movement, which is boycotts, divestments and sanctions, which they're trying to ban all over. Boris Johnson's trying to bring a law in to ban it on campuses of universities around England.
Is it?
America, they banned it from campuses. Boycotting goods from certain countries.
They
people
put a
don't
ban
like.
on boycotting. How do you ban boycotting?
But look at South Africa in the 80s. That's how they brought the government down was by imposing boycotting their goods, boycotting food from South Africa. You know, so boycotts work. Then when you look at what governments do, they boycott things. They don't protest. You don't get a government, what we're going to do, Iran's got a nuclear program. Okay, well, what we do, we'll have a protest.
Yeah.
The government don't organise a protest. They organise a boycott of Iran.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why it works.
Yeah.
And that's why they never tell you to boycott things, because it's the only thing that works. That's their solution. So what people should be doing is boycotting everything.
Yeah.
But
how can they ban you from not wanting to support something?
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's the same like protesting. It's like you don't have the right to tell me what I can
Where I
and
can
cannot
go and
do.
stand.
Yeah,
That's
where I
right.
can and
Yeah.
cannot stand, or how I can
It's
feel
true.
about a certain thing.
Yeah.
So you can say it, but whether it actually holds any weight is another thing.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, like everyone in my chat rooms are always, these lot are smart as a mother lover. They know people have been dumbed down to that level where they hear something and they're under that spell. Once those words have been spelled out, bam, they think, oh right, they've said that you do. So and everybody else is do. And zombie talk, however the fuck zombies talk.
But Mr. Green's saying the only thing left is war. I don't think it is. I don't think wars. I think governments have been brought down using boycotts, and the only time protests actually work is when they are supported by a government or a big corporation. Or if you look at the protests that actually where they claim something's changed, it's because secretly the government wanted that thing to be brought in anyway. So the protest was a way of highlighting it to the public, to like civil rights. They wanted civil rights brought in. The government at the time wanted to try and bring in civil rights because they wanted, to increase the workforce and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And,
bring everyone into the same. Make everyone equal.
Yeah.
Not give everyone equity.
Right,
That's a whole nother.
Yeah.
That's another spell right there. And, man, it's like the amount of stuff people are saying about this bill is like, it is making people think like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe you shouldn't go out there and protest. But you have a God-given right, man. There's nothing that can take that away from you. So,
no.
Even if it does go to court with all that fine, blah, 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 it's the same as getting a parking ticket or speeding ticket. You can, there's ways of getting out of it as long as you understand, and overstand and stand your ground as well. With it all, because they will try their best to make you feel like you can't do it. You see, exactly,
right,
with headlines like that.
So let me just get these two completely different stories up to do with boycotting. Hold on. Yeah,
boycotting. I think you're definitely right about that, because it goes back to that saying of fight fire with fire. Do you know what I mean? Like, people shouldn't feel like there's no way out when you can see how these tyrants are doing their thing. You can work the same way.
Yeah.
It's like that when they say about the saying turn the other cheek, people think turn the other cheek means, oh, you allow them to, slap me on the other cheek now and You know what I mean? But it goes back to ancient Roman times. And you'd have a slave. Like the master would have his slave. People had slaves left, right, and center. It was like just a normal thing. And back then they didn't have toilet paper. I don't know if people know that or not. They didn't use papyrus or something like that.
Charming papyrus.
So because of that, you wouldn't really touch anyone with your left hand. You wouldn't shake hands with people. You had them weird laws as well. Like I always like to. Now I'm trying to look at like gangster movies. Like Italian gangster movies, like the Costa Nostra type of stuff, Godfather and whatnot, and then see how linked that is to how ancient Rome. Their ways they seem to have these sort of laws and things they'd stick by. And so, like I'm saying, with your left hand, because that was the hand that you probably, wiping the shit out of your ass with, you respectfully, you wouldn't. And that was in a lot of cultures as well.
It's almost the left hand thing is almost worldwide.
Yeah. And then even to the point where, so with your slave, if you'd slap them, like to punish them or whatever, you slap them with the palm of your hand. Right? And, the whole idea of turning the other cheek was like using the system against itself, the same system that this tyrant using it. So
jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, kind of jiu-jitsu thing. So a slap with the palm of the hand meant like, yeah, you're my slave still. But if I slapped you with the back of my hand, now you're a free slave. You're free to go. So I could only ever slap you with the palm of my hand. It would be the right hand. But then if you turn the other cheek, they can only ever backhand you. And so that's how you get out the system, using the system to get out of it. But people think turn the other cheek means you should, yeah. So stuff like that, it's real, interesting just to see where these sort of phrases come from and what they really meant. Or, and how they've been twisted, how they've been made to not mean that. But this is what we got to do. I think a good idea, instead of trying to get crazy violent or whatever, is really get, put minds together and work a sort of system like that, that boycotts the things that they're trying to do.
So these two stories, so this is the first one. Okay, boycotts and sanctions helped rid South Africa of apartheid. Okay, next story. Boris Johnson to pass law banning anti-Israel boycotts. Right, but we know boycotts get things done. So why are they banning it in one instance and then claiming that that's what actually changed stuff in the other instance? You want stuff and if you want something changed, that's really the way you do it. But
boycott these mother lovers.
The thing is like, are people ready to boycott Amazon? Because Amazon, no, but it's true.
Amazon, boy.
Are people ready for it? People might sit here and agree with us and say, yeah, we should boycott everything, boycott the things we don't like.
Then you're like,
Amazon increased their wealth by 8 times over the COVID thing. Are they not then one of the biggest problems? I think so.
Yeah, of course. Like
monopolizing
like
wealth, it's a massive wealth transfer. They're monopolizing the wealth. They're monopolizing all the goods. And the products on Amazon have got shitter and shitter.
Yeah, man.
They're getting worse and worse. And they've got unscrupulous business practices like, if you make a good product, they've got your distribution line all the way from manufacturer to distribute, because they're the distributor, so they know where it's manufactured. So then they just go to the manufacturer and they undercut you. So they make a cheaper version of what you've been making, and they've been cutting businesses out like that and making people lose their whole business. So they've got unscrupulous business plans and practices. They're super rich, they're monopolizing everything, and they're not even providing us with good products. But how many people are willing to let go of Amazon?
Boy, yeah, I can't even, you know what I mean? Yeah, see, Alexander Morrison, he ain't lying. Like, I even feel funny being on these platforms, like, let alone all the Amazon's whole nother ball game. But like, even being on these platforms, it feels like you're lap dancing the devil. You know?
Yeah. Well, but Alexander Morrison, we are also on Twitch, so you could join Twitch and you could watch it on
Ain't they
Twitch.
the same thing? Ain't it the same? You know what I mean? All of these lot.
I don't know.
All these commercial lot. Like that's why I try and click onto Odyssey and Brand New Tube and what's the other one? BitChute as well. You know, they obviously not as smooth yet. Yeah. But I think the more people that get on there, you know, things could change. But yeah, it is like that. It's like even being on the Flugels juggling.
The thing is, everybody should upload 8-hour videos to YouTube every day. Everybody should just upload blank 8-hour videos to YouTube every day for the next fucking 4 years and just fill up all their servers with trash. And just, you know, there are other ways of making them have to spend money. You know, they're spending money on storage, just filling it up with useless rubbish. Yeah.
Or even just making it...
Which is what we're trying to do here, but we can only do 2 hours.
We can only do 2 hours a week, man. You know what I mean?
Everyone's got to do their bit.
So we appreciate you lot, man, for getting involved in the bullshit. Now, let's see what's going on. Those people's them change. You don't change. You don't change. Yeah, definitely want the truth. Mr. Green knows what's up.
Your Moore's been boycotting Amazon since they came over here. Wow, good for you.
Yeah,
That's
boy,
good.
you've done well because it's you know, that next day delivery, that Prime, boy, can't go wrong with that Prime. How can I get that Prime though? Nah, if I can't get that Prime, I ain't getting involved, bro. Right, hold on. Oh shit, you can get these cheaper here. Right, they're deep. But yeah, like you said, the bestsellers and the what are they called? The choice, Amazon's choice. They're probably the ones that they make.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
that's deep, boy.
Yeah.
And the friggin' I tell you what's really annoying is the Alexa. Bro. Yeah.
Don't even get
That
started.
shit is... She's just creepy. You'll be talking something like, actually, the... Like, bruv, I didn't ask you nothing, man. What are you getting involved in the conversation for, Alexa, with your voice and that? Like, you're trying to sound... You're trying to sound real. You're not real. Don't get involved in the conversation, bruv. Like, calm down, Alexa. Playing Calm Down by... like, shut the fuck... Yo. Like, bruv, man. But yeah, so, I don't know. I feel like we do have to work on some way of making these boycotts happen in a smart way and through a network of a whole bunch of people, obviously, for it to work. But
that's what protests are good for, is meeting people. That's it. Is that if you go to protest, you meet other people who are like you. But the protest is the equivalent of an army going abroad and having a battle and then saying, when they win, going, what should we do now? It's like you need a plan. Because people lose interest really quickly at protests. They go to one and then you go to the next one. And they're like, yeah, I might do. And then some of them go, some of them don't. And then new people turn up, and it's always sort of dispersed, and there's not really any sort of action plan for it. You know, if an army goes abroad to attack to have a battle, they've probably got an end goal in mind, which is to like take over that country. You know, but protests, they never have that impetus that you need for like it needs to be planned, battle plan.
Yeah.
So boycotts, you could take leaflets and stickers and all the rest of it to protests and arrange boycotts at protests. You know. So
Yeah. That's it.
It's a good.
Like,
it's like having a live stream in IRL. You know.
That's what I was thinking. I guess that's probably what it's best for, is for the right amount of people to be, together and then communicate that, look, this is what we need to do, as opposed to just linking up and then bounce, oh, that was good, man. It felt good to be around other like-minded people. Yeah. Okay, so until next time, what that's the one thing about it. Similar to like voting, you think you're doing something that's going to change things, but then you're like, oh, hold on, I didn't vote for that. I didn't want them to, but then you just go along with it. You know what I mean? Which you shouldn't really be doing. You should be like, oh, no, I don't want that. Yeah. It doesn't make sense, does it?
And they've got a battle plan when you vote for them, and like you think you're voting for that one election, but you don't realise they've got like 20-year battle plan.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, I believe you don't realise that your vote, even though you're voting for, a party, and meaning you're voting against a party, but against can also mean you're leaning against something in it, and so in a sense you're saying like, this is who I'm voting for. I want this party to win, but I'm cool with this party winning. If they win, I don't mind. So you're not really getting what you want out of it. So really and truly, if you boil it down to it being a vote, it's nothing. And then at the bottom line, we don't even know whether they're, they could be just fiddling around and putting whoever they want in charge. And how it seems to be is whoever's in charge just blames whoever was in charge before on how things are now, and then vice versa when the others take over.
And what you notice as well is the thing when with quote unquote democracy, you get the thing you vote for, they then do the thing that they claim to be strong on. So say like Labour, we're strong on the NHS. They're the ones who fuck the NHS up.
Yeah.
And then the Tories are like, we're strong on policing, and then they fuck the police up. And, so the thing that you think you're voting for in each of those parties with what's their strength, that's what they mean is that's our strength at fucking that thing up and making it worse for you in the future. And so you look at like Tony Blair getting in, and then you look at how much shit he done, how much stuff he done wrong. And it was all to do with traditional Labour.
Traditional Labour
sort of strong points like the NHS or welfare or whatever it is. Then that's what they do. That's where they sort of like excel at fucking that thing up. Alexander Morrison,
funny,
my Alexa lit up when we were Alexa, play Adele. Alexa, turn the lights off. Alexa,
what time is it? Shut the fuck up, Alexa, boy. Yeah, that shit is creepy. But yeah, I've been hearing about this thing about they might be able to communicate with, like other Alexas and create this kind of web in through areas. Yeah. Oh,
really?
Yeah. Mr. Green, how do you feel about that conspiracy, huh?
What's actually Alexa come from? Where's the actual meaning of that word?
Alexa, it sounds like elixir,
Man's defender.
Who, Alexa?
That's what the name means, Alexa.
Oh, wow, man's defender.
Name for...
What are they defending you from?
Girls
Walk
of
into
Greek,
the fucking stereo
Greek and Old German derivation. The meaning of Alexa, man's defender, noble. Alexa is also a variant form of Alexandra, Latinate form of Alexander. Alexa is also a variant of Alexis, originally
That's funny. Alexander Morrison. You got Alexander, see?
Alexander. Oh, yeah, that's Boris Johnson's name as well, isn't it?
Well, his real name?
His real name is Alexander Pefeffel. He's got some weird. Your Moore says, they can talk to each other.
Yeah, I would be surprised. Alexa, what time is it? The time now.
What have you been doing, Alexa?
I've been playing songs from...
What does he abuse you as well?
I've been playing songs from...
What is the weather, Alexa? What did it... No, you don't even want to know what to talk about.
Yeah, Alexa. Is there Alexa... there's probably going to be a watch soon, isn't it?
There must
watch.
already be an Alexa watch, surely.
Yeah.
Android watch. I see people actually walking along like this. Oh, yeah, well, so, they think it's the future. What the fuck's wrong with these people?
Man, I'm walking to the watch, man. I'm just going to hop in the Jaguar a bit later on, yeah. Yeah, I'm reading Carruthers later on, yeah.
But they think it's the future. They've watched films and cartoons for the last 30 years where they talk into a watch.
Jetsons.
And then they're like, yeah, I'm just in the future. Oh, where are you? I'm just in the future.
This shit's hilarious, man.
I've got the mask on. I've got the future mask on. I've got the watch.
Wow. Yeah, man. It's hilarious, man. What a clown world. Honk, honk. But what can you do, eh? What can you do? Yeah, so I did a Mice Investigates this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't done that in a while. You know what I mean? Not since the old food bar days, mate. Who remember those days? Yeah, since then, moved on. Moved on
What have you
to something even more devilish.
What have you
Which
investigated?
is GlueTube. I'll show you what I investigated. You lot don't laugh though, yeah? You know what I mean? These are serious investigations. I'm going to try my best to do more of these as well because I think it's important if we find out, you know, we find the truth. We got to get to the truth of the matter. That's the bottom line. Regardless of how you lot feel, you might not want to know the truth. But guess what? This podcast here is all about shit you might not never know nothing about. Do you know what I mean? So my question was, if we go into a cashless society, how are politicians going to pay their favorite hookers in the future at their favorite brothels? If we go into a cashless society, how are politicians going to pay their hookers at their favorite brothels in the future? So I asked, you know, some of my followers, some of my friends out there, some of my people, what they thought. Let us know what you lot think. How the hell are they going to be able to pay for what they love so much? You know what I mean? There's going to be, I know there's going to be a few of these rent boy jokes out there, so get them out as much as you can. Get it all out of your system, you know what I mean? Exercise that shit out. Yeah. Because for me, I just don't feel like it can really happen the way they want it to, or the way that it's been put out there. You know what I mean? The same way they put out this whole thing about protesting, which means you can still protest. Like, we can still do exactly what we've been doing, but now they've just said, hey, in case you feel like you're that comfortable, we can do this, by the way. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, it still doesn't really change much. But now, a lot of people are talking about we have to get prepared for this cashless society. Bruv, how you getting on with the cryptocurrency, man? Like,
it's just fallen through the floor. Cryptocurrency is just completely. About a week ago, it just totally just fell all the way down. I got about I had it up to about 330 at one point. So I put about £200 in. It got up to about 330, but then it went down to about 190 last week. So yeah, completely died, basically.
I mean,
below what I put in.
Yeah, but only by a tenner. So
yeah, but imagine if you had 100 grand in it.
That's their fault, man. At least you're smart enough to.
But I mean, like, a month before, you would have had like almost 50% on top of what you've got. Yeah, but
that's the name of the game.
But so is the. I also have some like stocks and shares on an app. You know, stocks and shares app, and they're the same. They've just everything's dropped through the floor. Nothing's gone up.
I wonder if that's why they were opening them back up. They're like, all right, we better open this shit back up, get them back out there, buy this, that, and the third, this, that, piss,
it's
cack, and the third. Yeah.
It's to do with, let me just see if I can find it.
Your mom says, with sexual favors. Is that how they're going to pay them? I guess maybe. NFTs and non-fungible.
So apparently the markets believed that the Federal Reserve could be about to adopt a more hawkish monetary policy. So
what's that?
That's why all the stocks and the crypto has all crashed down because the markets suspicious that the Federal Reserve's going to suddenly start switching to be a little bit more vicious with their lending and spending sort of thing. So all the markets are basically frozen at the moment.
Yeah, of course.
While they wait for the next announcement. So
let's just wait and see how much they want to fuck people up.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Well,
Gold bars or coins?
Hmm?
You're more.
Gold bars or coins, for real, boy. It might end up being like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For these reasons, where I grew up in West, there was a few brothels, when you go like Earls Court, South Kensington, or into them like rich parts, you'd always hear stories. And so I don't know. Some people, anyway, let's see some of these answers, because some people really think that they can get away with, and I'm like, nah, you're not seeing it, man. All right. PayPal pussy or crypto C word. Sorry, not very PG. Shout out to the bear. Shout out to Bears Golden. All right, let's see who else is. See, people have got like Bitcoin, Venmo. A lot of people wondering as well. Riddle me that, mother lovers. Titcoin. Give them a COVID contract. That might work, innit? A COVID contract. People be like, look, I got some of these passports, bro. Yeah. Even the passports, they've done out the passports now. What's that about? Is that to make people scream for it? So you got people saying on card obs. And my point is that these politicians don't want this shit on record, bro.
Yeah.
So like the last thing they want to do is be paying with a card where their name's on it or whatever. So I guess the other side is there could be some kind of card scheme that isn't attached to you in some way that you're membership of or whatever. I don't know. You end up paying.
Yeah. You can get them pay-as-you-go credit cards now, can't you? Where you just go and you fill up a card with credit, and then you burn it till once you've finished it.
Yeah. So someone said burn a contactless. I never heard of that before, but if there are, you know what I mean? They said to keep up, but I'm not really about keeping up with digital currency. You know what I mean? This whole shit.
Future money.
No. I can't subscribe to
Come
that,
on,
man.
Keep up.
Someone said they've got the choir boys for them once. Jesus. Yeah, I'm not going to read that one. Yeah, so card readers. A lot of people think that card readers are going to be the way, but like I'm saying, that's tracked. You're tracked and traced right there, bruv. You don't want to be looking like that out there if you're trying to be the mayor.
What about someone sets up an Amazon wish list, like a prostitute sets up an Amazon wish list, and then the politician just buys things for them off their wish list?
Yeah, you could probably get away with that.
Something like that.
Or they just buy them, or, some form of, they buy some form of art. It's like, at a certain price. And then
you go on Redbubble and you buy their T-shirt.
Yeah.
You buy a prostitute. Prostitute makes T-shirts. Prints a crap design on Redbubble or on some, manufacturer of mouse mats and T-shirts. And then you donate like 20 quid or whatever it is for whatever they charge per job.
This one's good. Cryptocurrency. That was a good one. Someone said they will pay them with food bank tickets. That could be a possibility.
Yeah.
They're trying to take away the selections that we're getting now with food, apparently.
They're going to strip us back to just a few products.
Yeah. You just get turnips.
Yeah, like communism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turnips and onions.
Just poorly stacked shelves, just
stock
2 or 3.
Yeah. Horlicks and stock cubes.
Yeah.
Pale ass bread.
Yamor says they'll allow them to protest without fear of being fined or jailed. That's what they'll pay him with. Okay. We're allowed to protest.
That's a good one, man. That's hilarious. Bringbacks there, fam. What else we got?
Alexander Morrison.
Food.
It's not a brothel. It's a charity. Bank statement full of donations. Philanthropy, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another way.
Yeah.
That's another way, ain't it? Philanthropy.
Charity ho.
Ho coin.
Yeah.
Pizzagate transactions.
Ordering pizzas.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like
that's
that
what you do. Order some hot dogs. Order some pizzas.
It's mad, isn't it? What kind of world are we living in, bruv? These are the people telling us how to live. They're the ones trying to tell us how we should be living. These lot. These nonces, these fucking weirdos, bruv. Well, they got to pretend that they have to pretend that they're doing good in order to do bad. Like, what kind of pussy ass shit is that, man?
Yeah.
Like, face your fears, bruv. Do you know what I mean? It's just mad. But it's just sad that all they need is the magic. All they need is those spells. Just cast them. Oh, people are
Yeah.
Zombie. A person who is or appears lifeless, apathetic, or completely unresponsive to their surroundings.
Wait.
Oh, it's
coming out?
crazy, bro. What's that? Oh, I know what you trying to find there.
No. I'm just
Gunshot.
because we've got audience.
You're obviously into it by the way you're dressed. Okay?
That's not what I'm looking for.
Yo, shout out to the chat room, man. You lot keep us going, man, for real. It's really interesting to see different points of view from people. I think it's important, man.
That's what I'm looking for. Mr. Green, England in the final.
Yeah, I'm telling people. I was saying it last week. I was like, yo, I can see it. This is some drama. The way people are talking, it feels like some friggin', this is a 4-part series of some fucking highly, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A highly promoted TV, whatever. And
This
yeah,
is the
man.
series finale.
Yeah, it just felt like, the series finale. Who's had it the worst out of Europe? You know?
I mean, it's
Who's
true.
linked out of Europe? Who's linked like that out of Europe? You
Yeah.
know, and like we were saying, I'm not sure how they could do it. There were definitely some good suggestions earlier about how they could fix games, but either way,
It's not hard. To
It
fix
felt
sport.
like, it felt like, man, this is, you know. So now we're going to see how the spirits are lifted up out there, how all of a sudden nobody's scared of nothing. When I heard that, yeah, bruv, if he goes to the final, should man link up? Like, should we link up and watch that?
It's
I was
the
like,
underdog.
I thought you were shook about the...
It's the underdog story. Yeah, you're right. It is. It's like, oh, look, we've come through this. Look how we've come through all this stuff, and now the other side,
man.
we come out of it, and we've all won. Not just these boys. They didn't all just get Rolls Royces for free. You've all won us together. That's it.
Distraction like a mother lover.
Wave your flag, then just go back home again.
Buy some beers.
Yeah.
Oi, fucking have it. Oi, have it,
Book
mate.
a holiday.
Yeah.
Buy a new sofa. Get the economy going again.
Crack.
Yeah.
Get back to work, motherfucker. Yeah, man. Crazy world, man. But at least we can see it, you know?
Yeah.
It's good that we can see it. So a lot of people talking about contactless. You know. Surprise, surprise. What's this then? So someone said, I've been told that a few young buck shotters offer contactless in the back of a Vauxhall Corsa these days. Boris and all his C words will just expense it in the same way. Yeah, that's true. I guess they will, man. In some way, but
My friend's got he has a contactless credit card machine with him all the time.
are you serious?
Yeah, he runs a business, but it's like an online business, and so he can take payments. he just has a little machine that connects up to his phone, and it's like a contact. You know, you can either do contactless or put your card in and pay, and it just transfers it straight over to his bank. But he carries it around with him all the time. So
I wonder how many other people. I'm sure your friend is like
I don't know why homeless people
trustworthy.
don't have them.
I'm sure he's a trustworthy guy, but I wonder how many dodgy ass people are there, because I've heard about that talk as well, where there are people that walk around with the machines and they just like, you know, you're crossing the road or whatever, and they just like
I
tap,
didn't think
tap
about
your
that. Yeah.
purse, tap your pockets, tap your pockets, Debo. It's like silent Debo, invisible Debo, boy.
Never thought of that.
Yeah, man. That's what's. Yeah, I don't want that shit, man. That's why I don't want that shit, boy. I'll tell you that right damn now. Yeah. Bitcoin. Yes. You got a lot of these.
Popular one.
It's a popular one, man. I'll tell you that. Clickcoin. Before I throw that in there. But I like this one. Holly Flow Lightly. Shout out to Holly Flow Lightly. She said, list as wallpaper paste. Yeah, it takes a minute. 'Cause at first I didn't get it, but then I was like, oh, I like that one. Because the whole Boris getting his place done for so and so amount of money.
Yeah, expensive wallpaper.
Shout out to Al Hamra. He says, Dear Mr. Diggy, many thanks for your recent government inquiry. Please refer to Section Z, Part 13 of the budget, under the section entitled Entertainment. That was hilarious. There's Skinny Man jumped on it and he's like, he said they're on the cheese and biscuits account. Thought everyone knew that. Yeah. Shout out to Amy True. She said digitally. Gibberish. He said with a gash card. Not bad.
No, that's
Not
good.
bad.
Yeah, I like that
man.
one.
Shout out to Gibberish, man. Nisha, she says shiny things. So I guess, you know, there could be a way, but I just don't feel like money's going to disappear straight away. I mean, cash is going to disappear.
What was that? What was the one you said gibberish? What was that one?
He said with a gash card.
Yeah, I like that. That's the best one so far.
The gash card, boy. Yes, man. Big up the crew getting involved, boy. Jeez. So we'll do some more than Maestro Investigates for real.
I like it.
You know, they're serious. These things are like, I think, life-changing questions that everyone really needs to sit down and ponder on, in my opinion.
We've got this.
Especially in clown world.
Let's just have a quick... Let me just see if this is going to work.
That's all right. Let me spark up this... what is it here?
Start Eliza.
This,
right, okay. This is two Alexas.
Alien cookies. These are two Alexas chatting to each other. Jesus. Yep, here we go.
Start Eliza.
My sister Liza is out, but I can do your psychotherapy session. I'm here. Please tell me your problem. That is interesting. Please continue.
This is how they go on.
I see. Tell me more. When did you first think about I see? Tell you more.
What
the fuck?
You seem to need to see. Tell me. Are such questions much on your mind? Really?
What?
My mind? Do you have more than one mind?
Wow.
You're not really talking about me, are you? Would you prefer if I weren't?
What the fuck is this for real?
That I weren't? Can you elaborate on that? Oh, I elaborate on that? Do you say, oh, I love redundant for some special reason? When did you first think about only say, I love redundant for some special reason?
What the hell?
Can you elaborate on that?
Do they really try and conversate like that?
Are you?
I suppose they're just triggering each other off.
I am?
No, but like, I didn't know that it would be like, oh, can you elaborate on that?
How they actually talk to you in your house. Yeah.
Not me.
Later.
Suppose I did not you? What would that mean?
What?
Do you wish to do not me?
What's the do not
What are
mean?
your feelings now?
Yo!
Possibly
They
are
ask
my
shit like that.
feelings now. Does that suggest anything else which belongs to you?
Jesus Christ.
You're not really talking about me, are you?
They're fucking pretty standoffish with each other, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's not like they're getting on. They sound like they're both
How likely
fucking
would you
trying to
estimate?
intimidate each other.
We were discussing you, not me.
Yeah, see what I mean?
Why
It's
do
not
you
about
think
me.
I know
It's about you. Stop mocking
You
me.
seem to need to love me. Do you wish to believe I say to you to love you? Do you wish to me to love me?
Yo, these
Does
two
someone else believe I wish to tell you to love you?
later. It's like they just string
We were
words
discussing
together.
you, not me.
We were discussing you, not me.
Why do you think I not you? Do you wish to love me?
Wow.
Does
What?
someone else believe I wish to love you?
Nah, man. That can't be real, man. They ain't talking like that. Talking about I love you and all that.
Yeah.
What about
That is
your
some
own
weird
mind?
ass shit, man. Turn it off because it's
Do you want
freaking
my-
me out now. It's like, what the hell is going on there, bruv? Where you got... How is the Android... So what? People are at home and talking about how much they love each other to the friggin'...
Yeah, well, that's
They're
it. They must
talking-
have picked it up from somewhere, right?
What the
I'm sure.
fuck? That's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Do you love me, Alexa? In your darkest moment.
Yeah, boy.
Do you love me, Alexa?
You know, when you're on the edge, boy, you brought the Alexa with you. You're just on the edge, just straight up on the balcony, toes curled over the edge. You know what I mean? One hand on the banister, like holding on. Another hand with the Alexa, like, right, this is it, do or die, boy. Alexa better say the right shit right now. You know what I mean? Alexa better just say, put some feeling in what she's saying right now. You better not. Don't fuck up, Alexa. Alexa, do you love me? Playing Do You Love Me by... Yo. What kind of shit is that, man? You got the thing saying, oh, do you love me? I love you. You're like, bruv, this is not about me. It's
not
about
about
you.
me, it's about
How do
you.
you feel? How do you feel? What the fuck do you know about feeling? Shuffle the fucking Horseman album for me, man. You talked about feeling. Yo, that's crazy, man.
It's not actually AI. A human has to input the code exactly. So that's the flaw. You see, the flaw is it's built in. The flaw is always in there. The hubris is always part of their bragging. We've made artificial intelligence. It's not official intelligence.
Nah, it's
artificial
intelligence.
intelligence.
It's not real.
So it has to be input by someone. So it's not actually intelligent at all. It's only as intelligent as the person inputting the data.
Yeah, because it's artificial intelligence. It's not real intelligence, you know. But we get so lost in the words that we think it's way better than us. But no, it's trying to be us, man. It really is.
But it's only trying to be the people who program them, and the people who program them don't have feelings, and because they're the people who are like, I can't wait to fuck a robot. Because they can't even get proper women, so they don't even have the feeling enough to be able to appeal to a woman on a meaningful level, where a woman says, oh, I see you're a human. So they'd rather go with a robot, because robots are never going to argue back. Robots are never going to want a pair of shoes.
Do as I say.
Robots never going to want children. Robots never going to want all the things that women are about. Real women, that is.
The other thing is as well, this whole thing about them being able to download your consciousness, and it's like, really?
Yeah.
Like, you really think you'll be able to do that? Or is that just a hunch? Like, there's a whole bunch of shit you lot ain't really sorted out yet, and you're talking about doing that. Like, you know what I mean? You got all these youths running around loving dinosaurs. Oh, I'm a dinosaur. I'm a T-Rex. It's like, bruv, you know, them shits might not even look anything like that. They might not actually be what you think they are.
The 50 years' time, it will be the equivalent of putting like a roasted chicken on your children's clothes. Like, so, do you know what I mean? Like, just like a hairless roasted chicken.
Like,
That's
what the
the
hell, man?
equivalent.
Yeah. You look better sort that shit out before you're talking about downloading. But yeah, we could download your consciousness and you can survive for eons and yeah, whatever, bruv.
Oh look, Alexander Morrison, he's doing the legwork for us with his Alexa.
What did you say?
I asked Alexa if she loved me. She said, there are things I admire, but I'm still trying to figure out human love.
Wow.
Bitch.
Jeez. Bitch. Wow, at least she was honest, I guess. You know what I mean? You might be in there, Alexander, to be honest. That sounds, them sort of words, they're like, that's flirting words right there.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that sounds a bit like...
You're in there.
It sounds like she just friend-zoned him.
You reckon?
Yeah.
No,
So I'm
man,
still
she
trying
said
to
there's
figure
things
out
I admire.
human love. I understand robot love. I'm still trying to figure out human love. Yeah, I'm a robot. I'd rather... She'd rather
fuck a robot, you say?
She'd rather fuck a Roomba. Yeah.
A Roomba?
One of them sweeping robots from the sweep your floor up. She wants a robot with a job. She wants a male robot who can support her. Yeah.
Just does
strong silent type.
That does what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, he's got a good sucking motor on him. No. It's the wrong way around. So why don't they ever do these things with male voices either? Why is Alexa and Siri both got... I mean, you can probably change the voice.
I'm sure there's a choice.
But why is it like from the beginning they're like female voices? What's that about? Is it the soft? Is it like the?
It's like Operator. Operator was always a female voice.
True.
Yeah. They just if it's a dude, he'll calm the fuck down.
Yeah, but that was because there wasn't much else for women to do apart from be operator voice.
Well,
men were busy.
but
Men were busy fighting fires and.
There were some men
catching
that did
criminals.
operator voice, but they actually it was like
They did,
women.
slightly.
Hello, operator. Yeah, but nah, the women did it. Like they put women there because they're like, yeah, the voices work better than men.
So that's what it is with Alexa and Siri. You think that there's there's a calming effect that the woman's voice has. That's
Yeah,
what
it's like even with watching fights and that, it'll be ring girls. It'll be girls walking around saying, "Oh, round 2 or round 3 or whatever." Because they feel like if the men get too rowdy when they see women, like, oh,
numbers, women and numbers.
oh, number 8s and 7s and 6s. Yeah, so I think there's a strong chance that Alexa could start seducing people.
She's got Alexander Morrison.
I think there's
got
a
him on the
very
hook.
strong chance, like, especially if NLP is used within, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The flow. There's some people, Alexander, be careful, man.
Yeah.
Just be careful. That's all I'm saying. She might seduce you, bruv. You might get caught up in the mixture
Yeah.
of Alexa.
Before you know it, she's got you with a screwdriver, taking parts off of her and trying to insert screwdrivers in places.
to the wrong places. Yeah. But it's hard though, man. Like going back to the whole, because obviously Alexa's linked to Amazon, yeah? Because it's so easy to get stuff from there and you're so used to it and it's become that like 2-3 click of a button or whatever, for people to even cut off from that, there have to be some form of alternative that they're really excited about. Like I can't see that dying for a while, which is scary, man.
That's
thinking about that.
I think it is
got me
scary.
thinking about that a lot. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm on, I get little Amazon bits and bobs, and
Yeah,
there's
me
a bunch
too.
of things that I do.
But what's scary for me is that like the level of like bad consuming that people have got in. People have got into like consuming habits, and that's got even worse over COVID. Obviously, it's like people.
No, I feel that. I'll be honest. I've just been buying mainly books. That's mainly the thing off Amazon, and then I think I got a puncture repair kit, and stuff like that. But yeah, it's at the same time I still feel like I try my best to get it somewhere else if I can. But if they haven't got it and Amazon has got it, then you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. There's a lot of people that it's binge buying, innit? It's so easy. Got your Prime. well, next day delivery.
And-
Oh shit, it came in an hour.
And yeah.
Oh, man.
And that's the same with the cashless stuff, is that when you can't actually handle the cash, you
Yeah.
just type in something in. It's so easy on Amazon to just spend £100 on
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah.
Essentially,
yeah,
you don't need, you don't really need any of this
Jeez.
stuff. You don't really need any of this stuff.
Hmm.
But I remember hearing once that they developed eBay with the people who build the gambling machines in Vegas. That's who helped develop eBay, and the whole. You don't really use eBay, do you? Not,
Yeah, I do.
you
here
don't
and
do
there.
like bids and all that on it.
Nah,
No.
I tried it once.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't.
But it's that thing of like, I mean, you probably even got it just from that once. It's like, oh, I've got to just make sure I'm there just for that bid. And then you're checking it just as it comes up, and you're like, oh, please. You know, so it is like a sort of gambling machine. And then straight after you lose, if you lose the final bid, they then send you like here's 3 more, exactly the same thing.
Wow,
Right, they
get
run
you
out in
going.
4 hours.
Yeah,
You know, so they sort of
yeah.
keep you on that. The same as gambling machines, they keep you on that sort of thing of like, we might win the next one. Don't walk away yet.
And they get you hooked. There's
Yeah.
a chemical reaction, man, when that happens.
Yeah.
Like that feeling that you get, and then you start becoming hooked to that feeling. Like, oh man, I want it to get. Oh, okay. Let me see. You know, I know people that have actually made businesses off of buying from eBay and then selling. You know, outside of eBay, sort of thing, like on their own, whatever. And you can see it turn into a drug thing. You know,
Yeah.
like literally, it's like a drug. Like that's all they were about. That's all they were doing. Right now, I'm going to do this. I'm going to build it into this, and then turn it into this store, and blah 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 blah. And you're like, rah. It's because they were getting so much out of it, you know. Yeah, them things are dangerous, man. Whole new world, boy. And and like we've been talking about it. That's what they're building, man. There's
Yeah.
no doubt about it. They're trying to build this simulation of reality. This simulation that, you know, people are heavily invested in now. Obviously with all this crypto jugglings. And then I heard there's like they're doing these things where it's almost like you can buy land in these places where they're going to build, and this is all digital. Yeah, it's all like they're really trying to build some world, but the only way they can get us into it is to make us feel like, oh, we need it in some form of way, innit? There are a lot of us. There are people that are obviously gamers, like they feel like they need to play games. That's cool, you know, as long as you don't overdo it, I think. But then, like, to be sort of, I think the incentive that they make is you can make money from it. And now if we're going into this digital blah blah, then obviously you can make more of this bullshit digital currency out of growing fake ass plums and, you know what I mean, digital plums in this,
Yeah.
owning this bit of digital land. It's all crazy, bruv. It's madness, man. But yeah, anyway, hopefully we could stay in reality, stay in truth. Shout to all the crew out there. Where we at now? All right, we've hit the time, innit? We've hit the time, mother lovers. We want to thank you lot for locking in to the special. You know, I don't really watch football like that, honestly, bruv. Episode with myself, Mice Diggy. Hit the like button, subscribe, share the video if you can as well. My co-host Dan DNA. Holding down the boards. Thank you very much, brother, as always.
No problem.
Yeah, it's been fun out there. I'm going to hit up a few of my friends. I think it's time now. What are you lot saying? Do we look like we're ready? Are we ready for getting some guests in now? I think it's all smooth. We might do a bit more, switch up with the background and all that. I think that could be, you know what I mean? We might have something else as well just to throw in there at the beginning. See where we go from there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's tiny bits, but the actual the form is there.
Yeah.
It's just the sort of the things around it now to
You just got
the
to
skin.
smooth it off.
Yeah.
Smooth around the edges. Yeah, I've always been like that, rough but smooth around the edges. I've got the rough there and then the smooth. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's always been a little bit like that. That's why I don't mind rough with the smooth. But thank you lot for tuning in, man. Really appreciate it, as always. You're more Alexandra Morrison, Mr. Green. Who else did we have up in there?
Ken F popped in.
Ken F popped in, yeah? Oh, yeah. He just dropped the head in the jar bit. Yeah, I can't even remember what that was about, man, but big up for getting involved. Who else is there? There was a few of you mother lovers, isn't it? Yeah, Black Einstein. And anyone else that's locked in after as well, man. A few of you lot view the show after. Leave some comments. Let us know what you're thinking about this. You know what I mean? We want to get some more people involved, of course. We're thinking about doing some live parts as well because we got the space to do it. Enough plums. Yeah, man's got enough plums, of course, bruv. Bare plums up in here, you get me? You got the baked buds. Shout out to Farmer Flavors. These baked buds, man, special. They're very good for if you can't get no sleep or if you need a relaxing time. Shouts out to all the crew locked in. We are out of this bitch. Oh, should I? Oh, man, I feel like I'm supposed to. Yeah, let me. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Hey. Who's the kid screaming, welcome to the Terror Dome? Sick with it, feeling healthier than ever though. Efforts you could never clone, levels should be etched in stone. Set the tone with the spreading of his pheromones. Big mice diggy, last of a dying breed. Sparking the fire, doing his part to provide the heat. Arse in his hide, so much he'll hardly get time to sleep. Hot as the cast in a vine when asked to ignite the beat. Have you remembering that none can match the stature when commencing disassembling what others manufacture? Coming back to bubble wrap the track up, handling the marathons that others in the run will have to catch up. Ahead of the field, possessing the skill of a toxic chemical spill that enters at will. It's the darkness, never too ill for medical pills. That's often ready to spill his pelican bill. Ready to fill his pelican bill. Party people let him with the sharpest needle inject millions to their head spinning like R2D2. Bars that hit you just like elephants just rushed in here. Yeah, you get the message, but let's get one thing clear, mother lovers. We're out. What's up? Sorry for the mess up.